Coming up on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, City Council hears a presentation to build an 18,000-seat arena, and we'll bring you the details. Plus, the police department honors the first African-American officers with a special ceremony. We'll take you there. An election season can mean big business for scammers. We'll show you what to look for. That and more are coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello and welcome to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Peter Van Heest, and thanks for joining us. A group of businesses presented a concept to City Council to build an 18,500-seat arena in the city that could potentially bring in 1,200 new jobs.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, we are given the opportunity today to introduce to you an incredible opportunity facing the city.
The meeting consisted of presentations by Warren Harris, Director of Economic Development for the City of Virginia Beach, and Peter Luco, CEO of Comcast Spectator.
You know, today we had an excellent opportunity whereby two major entertainment giants, Comcast Spectator and Live Nation, were able to present to City Council an outline for which they would be interested in developing and operating an arena on our behalf, and also providing certain guarantees associated with the operation and maintenance of the arena, thus giving us a chance to attract events and activities that are not currently in the marketplace, and also potentially recruit a professional sports franchise.
The city released an economic impact study stating that an arena starting in 2015 would host 200 events a year with 1.4 million attendees. It would also create 1,200 jobs and generate $98 million in revenue in 2015, including $66 million to Virginia Beach.
You see the presentation today, it was very preliminary. When you build an arena of this magnitude, you begin with, is there a viable project? You do some research, then you put together operating pro formas, you put together, construction costs. So at this point, I think if you look at what Warren wanted to do here today was report to council that, listen, we're in these initial stages, we're putting together a team, and we'll report back to you when we have all the facts and figures.
For now, the city is in the gathering information stage. If the arena is built, it will be located next door to the convention center. Details on how the building will be paid for have not yet been discussed.
Right now we got direction from City Council that the mayor and vice mayor would like to join us in terms of beginning to negotiate with Comcast Spectator various deal terms as to what it would take for us to actually come to deal terms.
Next step on the project include further study by the presenting groups and a formal proposal which will be presented to the City Council members in October or November. If you missed the presentation, log on to vbgov.com/media and watch it in its entirety. During the turbulent 1960s, racism was prevalent throughout the country, yet many black law enforcement officers stood brave and did their jobs honorably during a time when race relations were tense.
Well, first off, I was afraid.
Former police officer John Parks was one of those officers. He joined the Virginia Beach Police Department back in 1966.
I was a new kid on the block. I was probably the first black police officer they hired in 10, 15, 20 years or whatever.
To honor Parks and dozens of other black law enforcement officers that patrolled Virginia Beach during a difficult time, the city held a special celebration at the 2nd Precinct.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Black Law Enforcement Pioneers Ceremony.
The ceremony celebrated the historical accomplishments of officers who blazed the path for the city and the police department. "23 auxiliary officers were also honored for their service. Ralph Jordan was one of them. He worked in the force for 14 years.
It was a lot of fun in a way, and a little scary sometimes too.
Their service is no longer going unnoticed, and family members couldn't be more proud.
He would be very, very proud, because he was proud, very proud to be a police officer.
And I think the city doing this for my father and the other policemen is significant, because we still continue to need role models, particularly in the police force.
John Parks feels the same way. He helped pave the way for other black officers, and today he's glad they've all finally been recognized.
I'm still pinching myself. I cannot believe it. I don't think any of the other guys would ever believe it. You know, I keep saying when I go to the great beyond, that's the first thing I want to do is find Charlie Pace and Sparrow and Lawrence and all the rest of the officers that I work with and tell them that we had this day.
31 officers were honored for their service, and VBTV was there to capture the event in its entirety. It'll be rebroadcast right here on this channel. Log on to vbgov.com/VBTV for air dates and times. We're in the midst of hurricane season, and forecasters just don't know when the next big storm will land on our shores. The best thing we can do is be prepared. Access reporter George Chandler shows us what to expect in a weather emergency.
When faced with a pending emergency, whether natural or man-made, you will be tackled with many questions. Am I prepared? What do I need to do? Will I have to leave my home? Though Virginia Beach has been battered by Mother Nature a few times in the recent past, residents have not faced a situation that called for mass evacuations. But what if that were to occur? Would you know what to do? One of your best options may be to take advantage of an emergency shelter.
Well, it's a safe place for people to be in a storm and where they may not be safe at home.
When warranted by threatening conditions, emergency shelters are opened in coordination with Human Services, public schools, Sheriff's Office, and the American Red Cross. A number of schools across the city have been identified as primary and secondary shelters. Because each situation is unique, only certain shelters may be opened at a time.
That depends on the storm itself and how severe it is. And these are all decisions that are made by the emergency operations and the city planners.
Prepare for your shelter stay by packing a few items to help you ride out the storm. Consider a sleeping bag or air mattress with sheets and pillows, a first aid kit, toothbrush and toothpaste, deodorant and other personal items, towels and a washcloth, radio and batteries, medications, 3 days worth of clothing, a cooler and drinks and snacks, perhaps a deck of cards or books to pass the time. When you arrive at the shelter, sheriff's deputies will wand everybody in order to keep all safe. Keep in mind there are certain items which are absolutely prohibited, like alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Other rules are established for your welfare and safety. Smoking inside the shelter is prohibited. Pets are not allowed. No minor children without an adult, and children must not be left unattended. The shelter is not responsible for lost or stolen articles, so leave your valuables in your vehicle. There are quiet hours, and they are enforced. And if you should have a problem or complaint, see the shelter manager.
Well, I hope that they learn that sheltering is a team effort. It's something that we all do together. The staff are there to provide structure and safety, but also it's important to have a good attitude and realize that many people are safe staying in their own homes, but if you come to a shelter, it is a safe place.
Those staff members are easily identified. They'll be wearing the red and white shelter staff lanyards. Once inside, each person will have to register. Shelter staff will be on hand to guide you through the process, but basically, one registration form can be used for an entire household. If you need an interpreter for hearing or language issues, one will be provided for you. If you or a member of your party should have a health or medical issue, you will be directed to the health services table. Registered nurses will be on hand while shelters are open. The nurses will be able to monitor any health issues, refrigerate medications if needed, and even charge special equipment. If you have particular nutritional needs, bring them up with the nurses. Remember, shelters are only equipped to provide basic first aid. Medical needs that require a higher level of care may be transported elsewhere. Here are your accommodations for the duration of your stay. Certainly not a 5-star hotel, but a school gymnasium is a safe spot for you and your family. Pick a spot and keep in mind cots and blankets are not provided until after 72 hours. Quiet hours are enforced and usually begin around 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Mute electronic games and put cell phones on vibrate or silent modes. And if you are looking to keep up to date, TVs will be set up in the common areas or the cafeteria to keep track of the storm. Meals will be served during your stay, but keep in mind, food selections are at the discretion and availability of the supplies at the school, though every effort will be made to provide nutritious and satisfying meals. Those meal times will be scheduled by the cafeteria manager. Big storms are usually big news, so the media may show up at your shelter. The shelter staff has media representatives who have been trained to respond to reporters. Those reporters are not allowed inside the gym so that the privacy of citizens can be maintained. Now, if a reporter comes to your shelter and you would like to talk to him or her about your experience, let the media representative know, and you will be advised when the reporter is available. Shelters exist to provide a safe place for you to reside during a hurricane or other emergency. The staff makes every effort to provide a clean, organized, and safe shelter. Remember to do your part by keeping your area clean, assisting shelter staff if needed, and watching and protecting your children. Still, it's a shelter and doesn't provide all the creature comforts you might want. But take a few precautions and you'll ride out the storm just fine.
Think about it ahead of time, listen to the weather reports, and try to plan as carefully as you can what needs you might have in about a 24 to 36 hour period away from your home. So that's what I would suggest to people that they do, is just focus on that. And then when you come to the shelter, you have the things you need.
Reporting for VBPD, I'm George Chandler.
Hurricane season is from June through the end of November. You can find out more info on emergency shelters and how to plan for a disaster by logging on to vbgov.com/beprepared. Elections can mean big business for scammers, and citizens should be on the lookout. Macy Pridgeon from the Virginia Beach Commonwealth's Attorney's Office warns us of scammers who are targeting voters.
As the nation gears up for election season, scammers are finding ways to take advantage of voters. The Better Business Bureau is warning citizens to beware of scammers who are trying to get their hands on your money, learn your bank account information, and steal your identity. Don't fall for these phony fundraising calls. Here are some common election scams to look out for. Callers seeking political donations may not be real. If you get a call asking to donate money, do not provide your banking information. Instead, call or visit your candidate's website to learn how you can contribute to their campaign. There will not be a prize, such as a free cruise, given to voters who participate in a telephone survey. Often at the end of a public opinion poll, scammers ask the voter for credit card information to cover the taxes for a prize. Legitimate polling companies will not offer prizes for completing a survey. President Obama is not going to apply payments to your utility bill. Scammers urge voters to provide Social Security and bank routing numbers to arrange for payments. Not only will your bills go unpaid, but providing that information could make you a victim of identity fraud. Remember, legitimate polling companies will never ask for your credit card or bank account information. They will never check your eligibility to vote. Don't provide any personal or financial information to a caller you do not know. To make a donation to the campaign you support, visit your candidate's website and follow the instructions given. For more information, visit www.bbb.org or call your local Better Business Bureau at 757-531-1300.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Commonwealth's Attorney, keeping citizens informed because forewarned is forearmed.
The presidential election will be held on Tuesday, November the 6th. And for a list of polling locations and information, visit vbgov.com and type elections into the search box. Virginia Beach is one of the safest cities of its size in the nation, and they can't do it without your help. So if you're interested in making our community an even safer one, then listen up. The police department is now accepting applications for the 18th session of the Senior Citizens Police Academy. This session runs from October the 2nd through the 25th and meets every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to noon at the Sands. Participants will learn about criminal law, forensics, crime prevention programs, and much more. You must be 50 years or older to apply. Applications are available at any police precinct and must be completed before September the 24th. For more information, call the number listed on your screen. Coming up next on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, with the new school year comes a new policy. Students are now allowed to bring their electronic devices to class. We'll bring you the details. Plus, it's Extreme School Makeover. See how these volunteers help Shelton Park Elementary get ready for the new school year. Don't change that channel. We'll have that and more when we return.
Virginia Beach Schools Parent Connection is your one-stop resource for information and events which support families and promote student success. The award-winning Parent Connection Technology Academy is back! Free hands-on technology classes are available to parents and grandparents each month. Gain a better understanding of technology to more easily assist your children with assignments and projects. Attend the word processing class on Wednesday, September 26th at the Advanced Technology Center located at 1800 College Crescent from 7 to 9 p.m. This session will focus on improving the look of documents and reports with the use of the professional features of Microsoft Word. Laptops will be available for use during the class. Space is limited, so reserve your seat today by calling 263-1936. Is your child trying to choose a college and figure out how to pay for it? On Thursday, September 27th, attend How to Choose the Best College for Your Student and Your Pocketbook at Cox High School, located at 2425 Shorehaven Drive from 7 to 9 p.m. Learn how to select the right college for your child, what colleges look for in applications, and how to navigate the complicated financial aid process. This Parent Connection workshop is free, but registration is required by calling 263-1936. To see a complete calendar of September events, visit the Parent Connection page of vbschools.com.
Any questions?
What kind of service plan does this come with?
Unlimited.
Can I keep my same phone number? Does it have a camera? What's the warranty? Can I put my party shuffle on this?
Any questions?
No.
For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Peter Van Heest. The school division is committed to creating a 21st century learning environment for all students, and now a new program will help teachers attain that goal. Here's Access reporter Stephanie Sutton with the details.
iPads, e-readers, and even smartphones. You name it, they know it. Today's students live in an age of technology, and a new initiative is allowing them access to the technology that they need to succeed.
Instead of having to power down when they come to school, they can keep that power up and continue with the process of learning the way that they're comfortable, the way they're used to, the way they learn or discover knowledge. It just continues naturally, so it keeps them in the 21st century.
Bring Your Own Device, or BYOD for short, is an initiative that allows students to bring personal devices to school for instructional purposes under the guidance of a teacher.
So allowing students to bring their own technology they like using, technology that contains programs that they're used to using, and technology that's free and that they are comfortable with, can open up learning opportunities by allowing them more access to technology.
With teacher approval, students can use their devices to access the internet and collaborate with students. But what about students who don't have a personal device? Will they be left out?
Absolutely not. That's where our technology in the classroom comes into play. We provide for those students who don't have their own technology, and it also spreads the wealth among other classrooms.
This interactive learning environment is available for all levels of instruction, elementary, middle, and high school. All will be closely monitored.
Because they have to use the Virginia Beach wireless network, they don't have the opportunity to use 3G, they don't have the opportunity to use any other wireless connection. Those, Facebook, for example, other email resources are blocked.
With proper policies and ground rules in place, the BYOD initiative will shift teachers and students into a more modern learning environment and open up access for technology. Reporting for Access Virginia Beach, I'm Stephanie Sutton.
Bring Your Own Device goes into effect with the start of the 2012-2013 school year. Log on to vbschools.com for more information. Now that kids are starting to fill the empty halls at school, That also means buses are back on the roads. The Virginia Beach Police Department wants to make sure your child's trip to school is a safe one. It takes desire, ability, and opportunity for a criminal to take advantage of you. Eliminating the opportunity is your first step toward protecting yourself. As the start of the school year approaches, it's time to think about ways to keep our children safe while going to and from school. Consider sharing watch responsibilities with a neighbor so your children have an adult overseeing safety at their bus stops. Also have a responsible person at the bus stop when they return home. And parents continue to report safety concerns of any type to a school administrator, teacher, or resource officer, or call the police non-emergency dispatch number at 757-385-5000. Call 911 for emergencies. Students play a critical role in school safety too, so teach them to report dangerous or suspicious behavior. Above all, be alert. Protect yourself and your children. Don't give crime a chance. This tip is brought to you by the Virginia Beach Police Department's Crime Prevention Unit. And if you're wondering where your child's bus stop is located or even what time the bus is coming, log on to vbschools.com/backtoschool. Of course, back to school and football season go hand in hand, and if you just can't get enough of the pigskin and don't want to miss out on any of the local highlights, then don't change that channel.
More games, more highlights, more high school football action.
The award-winning Locker Room Football Show is back. VBTV teams up with WTKR News Channel 3 to bring you all the hits and highlights from this high school football season. An extended version of the program airs right here after each episode of Access Virginia Beach, Monday through Thursday, and also online at vbschools.com. The season runs through the beginning of November, and most games are played on Friday nights with kickoffs beginning at 7 p.m. Mowing the lawn, raking the leaves, weeding the garden, yard work can be tough, especially if you're elderly or disabled. Luckily, the Helping Hands program can step in and help qualifying residents. There's a lot of work going on outside of Becky Black's house.
We had just come from Texas.
She's lived here for more than 50 years, but as loved ones passed and children moved away, it's gotten harder and harder for her.
I was doing that whole yard by myself for several years, and till I couldn't do it anymore. I had a lot of health problems.
That's where this crew steps in.
Well, we're cutting the grass, trimming the hedges, trying to beautify the place again for Mrs. Black, who we realize isn't able to help herself now.
They're part of the Helping Hands program, a volunteer-based outreach that provides one-time assistance in yard cleanup. Youth and adult groups, as well as military personnel, volunteer their time to help beautify neglected yards.
Just helping this lady is an honor for us. And you can see the flag flying in the front yard, so it is an honor for us.
No green thumbs are needed, and most projects take less than 4 hours to complete, but the difference they make in the community lasts a lifetime.
Honey, you don't know how grateful I am. Really, it's overwhelming.
The Virginia Beach Clean Community Commission coordinates the Helping Hands program. Volunteers are needed during the spring, summer, and fall months. If you're interested, call 385-4650. And the good deeds continued across town as volunteers brought shovels, rakes, paintbrushes, and good spirits to Shelton Park Elementary School for an extreme makeover. More than 175 volunteers from Wave City Care, a nonprofit organization from the Wave Church, chose Shelton Park as the site for its annual school makeover project.
And then we do big community events like this. This is one of our favorites, our annual school makeover. This is the 7th year we've done this, and each year's different, and each year is more fun.
A big reason Shelton Park was chosen for the makeover was that 90% of its students have parents in the military, just like many of these volunteers who have, or still are, a part of the armed forces.
We have wonderful volunteers. They love serving. One of the things at Wave Church is just a serving culture. So Wave City Care gets the benefit of that in just volunteers want to come out, have a good time, but still help out our community.
Shelton Park's interior and exterior spaces received a makeover that could rival the popular show Extreme Home Makeover.
We've been very fortunate to be chosen as the school that Wave City Care comes in to remake and redo and do a full makeover.
Outside the building, volunteers joined school community members as they mulched and weeded garden areas.
We are very fortunate to have Wave City Care come in to help us out. Our students will benefit, our staff will benefit, and our community is benefiting from the tremendous experience that this has been for everybody involved.
The group also worked its magic to organize learning areas such as the library, literacy rooms, and the PE equipment room. Teachers are looking forward to the first day.
I can't wait till my students come back and see this transformation. They also are going to be so excited that other people besides us and their families are so engaged and think their education is so important.
If you would like to learn how your business can develop a partnership with the Beach School, log on to the division's website at vbschools.com or contact the number listed on your screen. And with that, we've come to the end of our show, but if you've missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Log on to vbgov.com/media. Then under all the categories button, find and click on Access Virginia Beach. And for everyone here at VBTV, I'm Peter Van Heest, and thanks for watching.